All right, welcome to Brick School. Today we're going to be looking at probably one of the most important things that you will learn how to do in bricks, and that is build responsive designs. What am I talking about? I'm talking about your desktop. Better look damn good on your mobile. And why should it look good? Because 60% of people are accessing the internet on their mobile, meaning you're spending all your time designing this crazy whiz-bang thing on the desktop, and you're basically thinking, I'll make sure it kind of compresses, and you need to do more. And in this video, I'm going to introduce you to just the basics, and in the next video, we're going to kick it up a notch, all right? So let's get to it, and we'll get to it right after this.
Brick School is sponsoring a 50% off sale for both BricksBits and BricksFX. BricksBits gives you professional, easy-to-use templates, and BricksFX gives you easy-to-use, subtle animation classes that take your project to the next level. This is a limited-time offer, and your purchase helps Brick School keep going. Links are in the description.
All right, guys, I have just a plain old section. This is actually a BricksBits that I uploaded, a template I uploaded this week. You know, it's a simple stacked pricing table. However, for this video, we're just going to change it around just so slightly. In this layout wrapper, instead of having it as a grid, we will go ahead and turn off that grid, and we will let it stack so that it's one on top of the other. We've got our heading wrapper here and our card wrapper, and I've already gone and taken off a few of the things. However, let's go ahead and make these cards here. Let's make them a grid, because that's how I normally would have this. And I'm using Brick Styler, so we could just go ahead and type in grid 3. It'll make grid 3, and we could just go ahead and give it a space M, and there you go. You've got your 3 cards, all right? And just to confirm, let's go ahead and view it on the front end, and there you go. We've got 3 cards. Everything's working honky-dory. Now, what happens when we view this on a mobile? Oh, that doesn't look good now, does it? No, it does not, Billy. So let's go ahead and fix that. And this is the first thing that you need to understand. Here are your breakpoints, and they work chronologically. You know, you're designing on your desktop, and as you get smaller, you know, this here is going to get all of the rules you put here. So if at this point, let's say I take this grid of 3 and I make it, I don't know, this is going to look a little silly, but let's go ahead and make it a grid of 2. And now you'll see as we save this, when I go ahead and I'm actually going to use this instead. When I go ahead and make this smaller, when it gets to our certain breakpoint, it's going to go to those new rules. See, now it went to right at that. You know, you can nail it down to the pixel, 768. And if we go look here, guess what? 767. So when you get to 767 or below, it's going to go to these rules. Now, you can have a rule below this, but this here is going to take on this role, okay? So your mobile portrait's going to take on your mobile landscape, because again, all your rules go down. Now, real quick, if you happen to be using mobile first, it goes the other way, where you start at the mobile and all your rules go up. But by default, and 99.9% of Bricks users, this is how it's going to work. And so on the single, let's go ahead and make it grid 1 so that it's a single grid. And now if I save this and we go check it, you know, if I come down to the point, boom, it goes to a single grid, and now it's totally mobile friendly, you know, whereas before, not so much. So, you know, that's kind of the first thing, is you need to understand that as you get smaller, your rules that are on the size above start to apply, okay? So that's pretty straightforward. Now, there may be times when just compressing it isn't enough. Maybe these are cards that, didn't have to have 3 of them. Maybe they're team members, whatever it is. But let's say, you don't necessarily want all 3 cards. Maybe you just want 2 cards when it gets smaller, and that way you can stack them. Well, what you could do is on this card here, let's go to let's take the mobile landscape. So see here, it goes to 2, but this 1 looks kind of dumb. Well, on this mobile landscape, let's go ahead and set our display instead of flex to none. Now it disappears. And we'll just go ahead and take a look. If I refresh this and I come down, when it gets to 2, boom, there is no third one anymore. Well, that's all great. But again, remember, whatever you set is going to be what's below it. So when I go here and I go down and it stacks, when I scroll down, I still only have the 2, but now it's stacking. I'd be fine with the third. So what you can do is you can put in contradictory rules. So here, now that this is set on this one here, you'll see when I go to look at it, you see it says display none, and now it even tells you where it's inherited from. So it's telling you, well, from that ID and you see it gives you the which breakpoint there. So you can see it's like, oh, okay, I can see why I can't see it. So let's go ahead and put it back to flex and save that. So now we have it disappearing in mobile and reappearing when it stacks. So let's go ahead and give that a try and see if it works. Oh, did I save it? I did. All right. So out we are. We got 3. We come down. Bam. We go to 2. And when we stack on our small list on our phone level, all 3 are back again. Okay, so you kind of see how you can do that in prepping for. Now, that being able to display something or I should say not display something when you are on a mobile device is a very, very powerful thing, because when you're on a mobile, it's not about taking all the information that's on your desktop, because a lot of times, people just don't give a damn. I give you an example. If you are, hunting for tires and you're at home and you're looking through tires and you're thinking, oh yeah, I'd like to compare all the different tires across each other. Great. That's fine. Make a big desktop site. But if you're out in your car and you're driving around and you're searching for a tire shop near me, guess what's probably happened? You've got a flat tire and you don't give a damn how good that guy's website is. You just want at the information quickly. And as such, you can be really quite dramatic about this. Not totally what I would recommend, but there are times, especially if you have an emergency case scenario like that you're designing for, you may want an entire section to disappear and have a different section. So let's go ahead and I'll try and emulate this. So we have this card wrapper here, and we'll call this one mobile. It really doesn't matter, but mobile service, let's say, because the person's on a mobile. And we don't need these other cards, so we don't need these thinking cards. And I tell you what, let's just to kind of, it doesn't really matter. I was about to change it and go, oh, well, we need to fill this in. No, we don't, Billy, because we're designing this for the phone. So now all we have to do, now that we have a full section, and I tell you what, we'll even call this mobile section. I don't know why I'm typing it in all caps, but you get the idea. And this will just be our standard section here. So we'll say standard, because I did the other one all caps, standard section. Okay, so now we have a standard section and a mobile section. I can imagine you're guessing what I'm going to do here. On the standard section, we're going to leave it until it gets to a point of, I don't know, let's say when you get to mobile landscape, because maybe somebody has their phone turned. And here, you're just going to set, instead of display grid, you're going to say display none. Now, vice versa, here we're going to say display grid, And I'm actually even going to go pick it so that it's on this layer. Because if not, if I did it over here, because right now, see, it's showing on the desktop. We don't want this mobile section to show on the desktop. So we're going to say display none. And you can see the little dot that tells me, oh, he's got something there. So as I go down, okay, now it's still the desktop menu. But boom, when I get here, not desktop menu. Now, as you can see, I should have taken this wrapper, and instead of grid 2, which again, this gets a little goofy. See how I can't get at it because I've got display none? I got to put grid back. Okay. Grab my wrapper now. Because that's a class, that's going to be the same as this, which, you need the same class on both. So what do? You override it at the ID level. So here, we want this to be grid 1, but you can see on the class, it is grid, but it's grid 2, and I can't really override it on the class or else it would change the desktop version. So what I'll do is I'll just unclick so that I'm working on the ID level here, and it's already grid so that it would display as opposed to being display none. And all I really have to do here is put grid 1, and now it goes all the way across. And that's it. We save that up, and let's just go ahead and look at it. So now we have our desktop, and as you see, the mobile is still there, which I wasn't expecting. So let's go back and see what the hell's up. So back here on the desktop, we're going to look here, and we see, oh, I can see this. I shouldn't be seeing this, but I can. It's because there's display grid, so I'm going to go display none, and then I look down the line. I say, oh, there is something here, so let's go see what happens on this level. I see it goes from display none to display grid again, so now it should be working. And now that I've refreshed it, full desktop, full desktop, full desktop, boom, gone, mobile desktop, or mobile menu, okay? Now, this is a weird kind of example, but I'm just trying to show you how you need to think from the start and work your way down. Now, it also can do, this isn't really a useful feature, but let's say it is in case of, something that you need to do. You're not limited just to changing grids and displays. You can actually, watch this, at this level here, we've got this black, but maybe, couldn't imagine why, but I just want you to realize that everything rolls down, okay? So if I want to make this a different color, now, as I come down here, it's going to break and go to our mobile. But see, it's still black, still black. And then when we get to the desktop, boom, turns orange. So you can style specifically for each desktop breakpoint. Now, I'm not going to sit here and go through every style thing. I think you get the idea. I could change out the background, or more likely what I would do is remove the background because, you want things to be very legible, very easy on a mobile device. So that's what you do. So that's it. Really, the whole video was just about getting through the idea that what you do on your desktop or whatever your default breakpoint is trickles down, and you can override it, and then you can go back. Now, I hope you got a lot out of that. Like, subscribe. This is the new channel. This isn't the old, my main channel, which is now going to be changing, more talking about, the business side, but also, just how to lay out web pages, not just be about bricks, but Brick School, still Brick School. So subscribe, like, go join Brick School. Buy my crap, maybe adopt a dolphin, do something good for the world. We all need it, All right. You have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.